All right, good afternoon, everybody. Happy 4th of July weekend. David E. Taylor, you are the biggest piece of shit ever. So, I've been making some notes here. I'm not going to go over a lot of things today. I'm just going to kind of go down a list of things that I've been talking to several people about. And as I'm speaking right now, actually, Lord Penders, we're talking about this new fucking clown that was up with David last night. Um, what I noticed is that this guy was actually, I don't know if there's any other people out there that were in the military, but if you noticed, he was wearing a patch that says "This will defend," and I'm pretty sure for a drill sergeant, that's what you wear in the army. You wear the drill sergeant patch that says "This will defend." We're trying to find out right now if that guy was actually in the military, because we don't think he is. His whole fucking outfit just screams like stolen valor kind of deal. So me and Lord Pender, we're looking into that right now. We're going to FOIA his DD 214 if there is one, and we're going to find out if there is a military record there. And if there is, we'll find out about it. You can FOIA that kind of information. Sometimes you won't get it because some military records are sealed. I have a military record, and I'm not sure how it works about getting military personnel records. Okay, so I'm trying to figure if this is the same guy that was accused in this Ponzi scheme that the feds are looking for. Like early 2000s, he was associated with 2 or 3 guys who stole members' money and bought lavish suits, etc. Sounds familiar. No wonder David partnered with him. Yeah, so this guy that David is partnered with now is a good possibility that this is somebody the feds have dealt with in the past in a fucking religious Ponzi scheme. So again, here we go, David. You're running a scam with somebody else now. You guys are fucking sick, dude. Um, One thing I want to talk about today is the possibility of there being an unlicensed daycare or unregistered daycare ran out of the JMMI Cult headquarters building, or at any of those registered addresses for that much. You know, maybe out of the new mansion there could be an unlicensed daycare, and these kids, from what I understand, David, what I found out recently is that these kids aren't actually being sent to a public school. Is that you have people educating them at your fucking cult, man. So here we have David indoctrinating kids at his cult, and again, this is information I'm getting from insider members, David, that have information that is valuable, and they're telling me that some of these kids aren't going to school, that they're not being sent to public school. Okay, and it's a good possibility that there's some kind of unlicensed, unregistered, people there teaching these kids about your fucking cultish ways. Okay, so that's an issue that I was kicking around the last few days, and that I've talked to some people about the last few days, is that there's a good possibility of that. Okay, another thing, prophets and apostles being above the law or authority. Most of you guys have seen this fucking piece of shit, and David thinks he's above everything. Just like the email I got from Harry Wigmore not too long ago was talking about how he was above authority because he's an apostle and a prophet. These people hold no fucking authority above any law. They think that they're holier than thou, and because they're prophets and these apostles, that they can just get away with anything and that they're above authority. No, you guys are dead fucking wrong. You are not above authority. You don't get special treatment because you're ordained or you're a prophet or apostle. That's just a fucking bullshit red tape law that you guys think you can get away with shit because you're these prophets. That, again, I've had emails from you, Harry, specifically saying you're above authority. You're fucking wrong, dude. You're a scam artist piece of shit, okay? And it's several of these prophets and apostles who just think they're above the law and above authority, and they're not. David, you're not above it either. You can run from God's law, but you're not gonna run from a man's law, motherfucker. Man's law will catch up with you, David. You might not think so, but it will. um, the licensed ministers, Kids Kingdom Ministry, Kathleen Woods. These are just notes I'm taking that I was talking to. Um, I'm curious how many of these people are actual licensed ministers, like ordained ministers who have actually gone to some sort of theology course to be ordained and to teach religion, like they say they are. Because that's an issue for me. If you're going to teach religion, like, man, you need to go to theology school or have at least go to some kind of like, seminary school for at least several years. You can't just go up and start fucking teaching the word of God. Like that's like just as bad as stolen valor, man. And from what I understand, is Kathleen Woods is the head of this Kids Kingdom Ministry, you know. And that's information that I got from somebody on the inside, that there is this kids kingdom ministry, David, that there's some kind of fucking, I don't know what you're doing. Something else somebody brought up is like, it's almost like you're wanting to start some kind of Jim Jones cult, like where everybody drinks this Kool-Aid, like, you know. And you guys, I hate to be blunt on this, but it scares me in a sense, because it's like, what if, I hate to fuck, I'm just gonna say it because I believe in plainly speaking, if there's a mass suicide in the making, what if you're witnessing that, and all we can do is sit by and stand here and do nothing but watch this shit unfold? And then after this shit does happen, when it does, say it does go down, if it does go down, again, I'm just thinking worst case scenario, because this is just, again, with the way religious cults have operated in the past, you know, like with mass suicides, there was Jim Jones out of New Guinea, or Ghana, I'm sorry. And then there was the Heaven's Gate cult. There was, you know, Charles Manson, but he didn't really commit mass suicide, but he ordered murders, you know. So in this sense, the way I think about it is like, if, say, what if the worst case scenario, like they end up drinking this poison, you know, and they all fucking end up croaking. All the while we sit here and say, hey, we've been telling the authorities about this guy and nothing was done, and look where it's gotten now, you know. I'm just, again, Jim Jones want to be, you know, could we be seeing a mass suicide in the making? I'm sorry if I don't have a filter with certain things, and again, like I didn't want to bring that up, but I believe in plain speaking, and it's happened before. We've seen these mass suicides with these cults in the past. The what was that dude that was molesting all the little kids? Jeff's Warren, whatever the hell his name was, you know, shit like that. It's like, how does that shit go unchecked for years? Okay, we talked about kids not being put into public or private school, no education being given. Here's another thing I wanted to talk about. Through this whole thing is the judges have been asking for bank statements and, you know, financial documents. Through the whole thing, all they're saying, oh, there's no bank statements. How the hell is there no bank statements when you guys have a bank account? That's just dumb for you guys to say that. Oh, we don't have bank statements, you know. We just have this spreadsheet, you know, that shows, okay, a spreadsheet just shows what you guys have spent, but a spreadsheet isn't like a physical receipt, you guys. Like, come on, man. Michelle, I know you're smarter than that. You just want everybody to think you're dumb, but you're not, Michelle. You're smarter than what you want everybody to think. You act like a dumb blonde, but you're really not. You're actually quite intelligent. I mean, when you say you don't even know what reconcile means, you know, but you're full of shit. Okay, so the bank statements. So to think that there's no bank statements, come on. How can you guys say there's no bank statements when you guys have bank accounts, okay? And to say there's not, and that there's accounts closed and all this other bullshit, you know, come on, guys. It's, let's see. I can't say anything about that yet. Scott Bloomer, was he in the military? That's kind of something we're going to look into here. So last night, David did come out finally, and all he did was fucking beg for money with this guy. So it looks like they're teaming up now to run this scam together. So if anybody knows anything about this Scott Bloomer guy, let's get on him too. I'm looking into him already. I've looked up his YouTube account, and I'm going to start. I don't think you can leave comments on there. Like, he has all his comments turned off. So, let's see here. Checking a couple other things. What I wanted to say was from January to December, Debbie Frazier had given 1.6 million up to David. So it looks like that was about the final numbers, 1.6. That's kind of it for the day, guys. Unlicensed daycare. I think the biggest one I wanted to get out today was these, you know, especially you, Harry Wigmore, saying that you're an apostle and that you're above authority. David's the same way, you know. And real quick, why I have you on my mind, Harry Wigmore. Any of these women that have been contacted by Harry Wigmore, he is in no way a counselor. He will not help you in any way. I got to get this off because I haven't put that out about him not being a counselor. He might say he's an ordained minister and all this other bullshit, but he's trying to start his own cult. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to start his own cult. don't engage him. He's not a counselor. He will only worsen the situation. Um, it will do nothing good. If you need help, seek professional help. Do not seek help from anybody but a certified, licensed therapist or a psychologist or counselor. Do not go to anybody who claims they're an ordained minister or out of these cults or anything. Okay, it's dangerous. Don't do it. There's therapists for that. Okay. So you guys, that was pretty much it. Bank statements. Okay, David tithing. David, you don't fucking tithe, dude. That's why you had to come on and beg for money last night, you piece of shit. This just shows that you need money. This is showing that you're running out of money. And it's weird, but you just moved into this fucking mansion. So, you guys, I'm curious, how is he getting all this money? You know, maybe that mansion's rented, you know, but I don't know. I'm still trying to work on that. I'm not sure about that yet. If it's rented or if he purchased it or if it's, you know, bought through a land deed. I'll figure it out. But other than that, guys, happy 4th. You guys have a safe weekend. David E. Taylor, you're a piece of shit. We're still on to you. Don't worry. You think you're gonna run and hide, but you're not. We're watching you. And some of you guys have been asking me about the shirts to market them. I'm still kicking that idea around because it's not that I don't want to. Like I love the idea of it, and I love the fact that there's people saying, man, you need to throw those shirts out, and you know, because it would be a select group of people who know about this piece of shit, and if when they see the reference, you know, it would be, people would know. They'd be like, okay, these guys are for real, you know, like that would be the inside. I'm all ears for it, you know. I would have to find, you know, somebody to mass produce the shirts if it was going to go that route, you know. I'd have to look at overhead costs, you know, putting that kind of thing on the books with the government, you know, because government would want a piece. Big ol' fucking bee. Government would want a piece of the money, you know. So that's the flip side of it, you know. David, on the other hand, gets to fucking write everything off like a piece of shit, you know. But if I do something like that, the government's gonna want their fucking dirty ass fingers in my shit. So that's kind of another reason I don't do things like that, is because I already have a business on the books, and the government's already got their fucking greasy mitts in that. So I'm definitely all ears for it. It would take, it wouldn't be worth, you know, I don't want to sound like this, but it's not worth it to produce like a few shirts and then, you know, I mean, how I did it, guys, this is what I did. I went to the internet, I went to Google, looked up David E. Taylor, bam, David E. Taylor picture, found the picture, okay. What I did, I went to a local family-owned printing shop, and I live in a fucking small town, mind you, some little hick town, okay. I live in a small town. I went to a printing shop. They had screen printers, or actually this was a vinyl. It was a vinyl press, like a vinyl laminate. Like they couldn't screen print it. They said for this design, it would be best to do a vinyl print. So that's what this is. It's a vinyl print. Go to your local, find a local business, man. Find a veteran-owned, family-owned business. Not some big corporation. Go to some fucking back alley screen shop where there's a family that's been there for 25 years operating. Tell them the design you want. Give them the information, and they'll print it for you. Less than what it would cost me to go out and produce these. Support local business instead, and that would be the route to go, I think. That's how I did it. And it was never really my goal to market the shirts, because it's not something I was interested in. It was more of an awareness thing, you know. And if you want to spread awareness, that's how I would recommend you do it. If somebody wants to take the idea and run with it, that's fine. I get it. I'm not about the money. This whole thing with me doing this has never been about the money. There's one principle in it, and that's to see David in jail. That's it. My payoff is David in jail. That's my reward. That will be my reward, is when David's in jail. But I'm all ears, you know. You guys let me know. If more people became interested, yeah, I could definitely see doing something like that. But, you know, for now, there's only a few people that would want it. So that would be my recommendation. Support a local small business. Give them the idea you want. And what I had even thought about, guys, is maybe having David's face painted like a clown. Maybe put like some red lipstick on him, right? Some big ass red clown lips. You know, paint his whole fucking head white. Put red, you know, maybe make his hair red. you know, and just I've thought about all kinds of different color schemes, you know, and I'm all ears, man. I would love to see some designs that you guys come up with, you know. Um, Again, this is just something I did. This was a brainchild I had when I first started. I was like, man, that'd make a badass shirt with David just holding the mic and ask Michelle. And somebody, who was it? I think I pinned the comment and said instead of take the microphone out and put a big dick, you know. But I don't know if I'd want to wear that. I mean, I get it. That's a good one, but that I don't know if that's not me. I like this one. So, any questions, comments, concerns? Again, you guys leave them below. David, you're full of shit. You're a piece of shit. Michelle, y'all are complicit, man. You want everybody to think you're dumb, but you're really not. So, you guys, safe and happy 4th. Don't drink and drive. David, you know, and enjoy the freedom while you can, man. Enjoy the money while you can. Enjoy scamming mentally ill people while you can, because your scam's going to come to a quick and abrupt halt. Okay, so just keep that in mind. David, you're a piece of shit. Everybody else, have a good 4th of July weekend.